Oh, wow. Uh-oh. We lost you there, John.
We got a nice picture.
All right.
Oh, man, that's good.
Yeah, I need to get my phone set in here, and it's giving me a hard time. Wait 1 second.
It's okay, John.
Ah, amateur. You think you'd have this?
I know. Believe me,
You've only
this
done
thing is
one or two of these, right?
this thing is frustrating me. All right, let's see here. Let's see if I can figure this thing out.
We got faith in you. You can do it.
Yes.
We're supposed to be solving world hunger right now, John, but take your time.
There we go.
Hey,
we got it.
Got it figured out.
You're on the bus?
Yeah, I am on the bus.
Man,
yes.
Let me just say, I am a new fan of you guys. Amazing music. I don't know how you do it, man. You exhaust me just watching some of the stuff that you do every single day. Do you ever take any time off for just you?
Well, that's very kind. I'm glad. I love having new listeners, new fans. Yeah, I mean, we do work pretty hard. We do try to take time off, but absolutely try to take a Sabbath day, which we should. But when I'm working, we go for it. We work hard, and I think the Bible says redeem the time. That's how we say it. We redeem the time.
So you just skip over that little chapter in there. You go, okay, I'm just going to move past that one.
I tell you, my daughter took us out to Magic Springs and saw you guys in concert, and I was blown away. I was like, holy crap. And then she told me, she goes, they're a Christian band. I said, they are?
Yeah, I hear that a lot. I actually like to hear that, because I always wanted to be. This is kind of a joke that I always make, but I always tell people I don't want to be the diet version of Coca-Cola. I don't. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to be like diet rock and roll. We want to make, hopefully, great music. I hope that is inspired by the Holy Spirit, and we want to change lives for Christ. And putting on a show that's supposed to be a big rock show, you don't want people going, that was really good for a Christian band. That's the worst thing in the world.
But now that tag, Christian rock group, that's kind of been a hindrance for you professionally in the music industry from some of the past years, hasn't it?
Well, it certainly has a certain stigma that goes along with that. There's no question. Certainly people kind of get their ideas of what you mean, or what somebody means when they say Christian band or Christian rock or Christian music in general. Definitely there's a stigma that can be attached to that. And but at the same time, we came from the Christian music industry. I love singing songs about my faith. And I've always been clear from the beginning that I don't care if people call me a Christian rock band. It doesn't really matter to me what they call me. It's just going to be my job to write what I believe in, write songs that I believe in, and sing that message, proclaim Christ, and do my thing. But certainly there will always be people that will attach certain labels and prejudices that go along with that, I suppose. Yeah.
Well, at least you don't have that, what was that, orange hair you had there for a while back in the 90s?
Oh, yeah, the 90s. I always tell people, like, don't be embarrassed of what you did in the 90s. It was a weird decade.
Woo, okay, good. All right. So that's good to know.
That was a weird decade. Yeah, I'm not embarrassed.
Early 2000s.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I was still kind of a kid in the 80s, so I don't know about that. But, 2000s had the spillover from the 90s. There's no question. The 90s was a strange decade. But of course, as we're in 2021 now I long for the 90s because we're going through so much weird stuff. And so far in this decade, 2020 started off with a bang, and not the good kind,
Right. Now, are y'all back touring now? Are y'all actually doing outside venues and all that again?
We are, yeah. We've been on tour, let's see, for about 6 weeks. And we started doing these drive-in theater gigs. And when we booked it, it was still like very early. And people were like, we don't know if people are going to come because it's still early for, people aren't ready to tour. But but people really been coming out to the tour. And now, of course, about 3 weeks ago is when the CDC changed their recommendations anyway. So right, like in the middle of touring, all of a sudden things are really beginning to open up. So I think that we hit it at the right time. Fans are coming out. People are rocking. People are singing. People are just raring to go. They're just so excited to be with other people again. And I think concerts is that's one of my favorite things in the world, not just playing them, going to a concert, you know? So I think people are quite excited.
Oh, absolutely. You got some of the most diehard fans of anybody that I've seen out there. It's amazing. What do you call your fans? Are they panheads? Is that what you call them?
Panheads. Those are panheads, son. They are. We do have diehard fans. It started because when we began in the late 90s, 1996 was our first record. That was still very early for, I mean, there had been a lot of Christian rock, obviously, Petra, Stryper, all those great bands. But it was still very early for maybe what you would call Christian modern rock. You know, Skillet was very on the front end of that kind of music for Christian music. So what we found out at the beginning was that we did not have very many fans for about 8 years. And it was a lot of work. But what we found out year one was that the fans that we did have would take a bullet for Skillet. I mean, these people were like, they were driving 13 hours to see us play. People were crazy about Skillet, just not a lot of people. So eventually people would bring skillets to festivals. They would hold these huge skillets in the air. And I was like, that is so weird. And
that's so scary.
Yes. This is pre September 11. So, you know, people let you do whatever you wanted to do. And one time we were playing a festival. It had to be 98 degrees. And we had looked out middle of the day because we're playing early because no one knew who we were. But there was this kid out there that was wearing a skillet like a hat, you know, like with the thing sticking out and he had it duct tape around his head, like around his head. And somebody, some old dude backstage, security guy or somebody, he's like, now, will you look at that? Now that right there is what you call a panhead. And that's where we got the name.
One of the two.
Yeah, that poor kid. Yes, that's where we got the name Panhead. So
that's awesome. Now, obviously, people that have seen you have seen all the ink and all that as well. Kind of the same vein as diehard fans. Have you seen any scary tattoos that other people have had your fans? Like
your face on it?
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. There are a lot of Skillet influence tattoos, no doubt. Skillet, the logo.
Your mom.
Yeah, not my mom. Yeah. But we have seen a couple of portraits of the band. Usually Jen, because she's the single girl, you know. But there have been a lot of song lyrics, a lot of Skillet song titles. And I'm always amazed. I'm always like, I can't believe that I wrote a song that was that meaningful to someone that they wanted to put it on their body. It's very, it's strange. It's very humbling, you know, because I know that other bands' music has meant a lot to me, but I don't always think that my music would mean that much to someone else. It's very humbling. So I've met hundreds of people like that, to be honest.
Now he's talking about diehard fans and everything like that. Do you ever have a problem with, you know, like a deranged, you know, stalker or anything like that?
I mean, a little bit.
But I like.
Let's see if
it's his mom.
I didn't say that.
Mom,
that's right. Yeah, leave me alone. Let's see. If you were to ask the girls in Skillet, they would probably be like, yeah, we have some stalkers. I it doesn't really bother me so much. It might be because I'm big enough to take care of myself. Maybe that's what it is. We've had maybe a couple that have been a little overzealous, but overzealous for the most part. You know, I'm kind of like, hey, it's fine. I don't live in fear. How's that? I don't live in fear of things. Like, God's in control. And I'm like, whatever happens, happens. We're ready for it. You know what I'm saying?
You got videos of everything. You got videos of your bus. You're showing, look at all the chips I eat.
Yes, videos of everything. You know, one of the things that's always been good, I think, good about Skillet was trying to, let's see, just be authentic. You know, you're not trying to fulfill a role of rock star or the mystery of how awesome it must be to be famous. We're not really like that. I think it's trying to remove that a bit and the authenticity of who we actually are. We're normal people. We write songs. We used to not be successful at all, and then we got successful. But that's a part of the story too, because it's a part of good, in my view, good Orthodox, Bible theology. That's a good part of it. God blesses in whatever way he deems right, whatever is right with his will, whatever he wants to do. And that means that you can have joy when things are not going well. And it means you can have joy when things are going well. And so we always want to portray like, this is our real life. We eat chips on the bus. And sometimes we have stalker people. Sometimes we,
on the bus.
not on the bus. There's a strict policy. No stalkers on the bus. If I fall down on stage and somebody captures it on video, I'll be the first one to put that in a video. I'll publicize it. This is the real us. And I think that's a powerful message.
Well, I will agree with everything you said, except that you're just a normal person. I'm over 50 years old. Nobody has ever duct taped a skillet to their head when I go outside anywhere. Now, that's a normal person.
That's right. You're missing out. You're missing out on that. It's interesting.
You're touring again. Are y'all doing the same kind of rotation? Are y'all doing the entire U.S. or do you have just specific cities that you're doing right now?
We are currently not doing the entire U.S., but we are working on the rest of the year, which will include the entire U.S. Hopefully, they're still in that. You're still in that phase where it looks like things are opening up. Certain states, as most people know, certain states are opening faster than other states. Even within those states, there can be certain cities that, depending on what kind of political leaders they have, might not open as quickly. So we are trying to do the whole country, but it still is a little bit unknown what is going to happen. California, for instance, that's a good example. Seattle, Portland, there's things in question.
Man, I like your voice.
Yeah.
Next year.
Pause there.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's kind of cool. Put that in the next song.
Yeah.
Well, man, I don't know. I mean, you just had your latest album, Victorious? I know that's doing fantastic in sales. You do a little bit of everything. I mean, I think you're a author as well, aren't you? Didn't you just write a book?
Yeah, my book came out about 5 months ago. It is called Awake and Alive to Truth. And it is only available on my website and Amazon. So johnlcooper.com is my website, and Amazon has it. We're reordering now for there. But I did write a book. It's my story. It's basic theology, as well as my how I came to Christ, why I believe in Jesus, why I believe that it matters, why I want everybody to believe in Jesus. That question that lies before us talks a little bit about the philosophies of the day, explaining some of the things we see, postmodernism, critical race theory, things like that. And because that's a lot of mixed in right now with how people are trying to find truth. We're trying to find truth in all these new philosophies and ideas, but really it comes back down to, is there objective truth or not? And so hopefully people will like the book. I hope they check it out. Go to my website, johnlcooper.com. And so, yeah, I'm quite busy, but
so with that, it probably squashes the rumor that we've been hearing about you guys branching off in a new style of music, getting away from it. And that's what you've been hearing a lot of.
Absolutely,
right? Yeah. And we've heard that you might be branching off into gangster rap. Is that correct?
That is not correct.
Oh, man. Lies.
No, I don't think that I would be a very good gangster rapper.
Well, you just gotta get the bling and then own it. Come on.
No, yeah, I would not be a good rapper, nor would I be a good gangster. I can't do either one.
Well, man, John, we know that you are swamped. Literally, you're doing these interviews, all day long, and your tour's starting back. We just want to say thanks for taking a few minutes and saying hi. The people here in Arkansas, that y'all are without a doubt one of the most requested interviews that we ever had.
Oh, absolutely.
So, we're glad that we were able to make this happen, and hopefully you're back here at Magic Springs in the next year or so.
And we know that you need to hurry back and get to the chips and the Hostess Twinkies and stuff.
That makes me sound not healthy.
We saw the videos, John. We saw the videos. Don't lie.
That's my authentic self. Hostess cupcakes, Little Debbie's.
Yeah, Little Debbie's.
Well,
I love Little Debbie's.
If we can't find a skillet, if I put a muffin tin on my head, is that going to be okay when I come?
No. That's not good enough. No, you got to be committed. You got to be committed to be a panhead.
All right.
But I tell you, if you could, one of your biggest fans is my daughter, who's doing her PhD program down at the University of South Florida. One of your biggest fans, if you give a shout out to Desiree, I'd deeply appreciate it.
Absolutely. What is up, Desiree? Sounds like that you are already a lot smarter than me and my whole band. PhD. Oh my gosh. All right. I hope you do good down there. Hey, she's in Florida. If she's in Florida, she is in the freest state in the entire world right now. So that's good.
Yep, we just got back from Miami. So, and of course, we had to take the flight from Memphis, your hometown. So,
yep. Oh, that's cool, man.
We had to drive to Memphis. We just came back from Tampa, and when the I-55 we had to take at midnight, that was the most dangerous area I've ever seen in my life, John.
Wow. Was there traffic?
No, it was the people there.
Right. Yes, that can be a dangerous town. That's for sure. Yes. Well, I mean, it can be. That's true. You better be carrying a skillet, an actual skillet, if you're walking around there.
John, be safe. Keep doing what you're doing. We're still going to cross our fingers that we got a gangster rap album coming out in a few years.
Okay.
But
you can wish.
Hopefully, we'll see you in concert real soon.
Thanks, guys. Good
Thanks
to chat
a lot,
with
John.
y'all.
You take care,
See you,
man.
Be safe.
Later, dudes.
Wow, was that great?
There you go.
Oh, John, man. He's the man.
Skillets on their head.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just one of the many interviews that we're doing.
We got all kinds of stuff coming up. Who do we have? Everybody.
We've got what's the group that's going to be not Argent. We're going out to Magic Springs.
I don't know. We got Shalimar.
We've got
from Woodstock.
Mike. Oh yeah, we got the guy from Jefferson, one of the original people from Jefferson Airplane and Hot Tuna, which they were transitioned over. And then we have Mike from the Romantics. We did an telephone interview, and he wants to actually do a Zoom interview so you can see his face. Outstanding young man there.
Whatever.
He wants people to see his face, damn it, not just his voice.
Our face.
Yeah, he wants to see our face with a skillet on our head.
But again, thanks, John. Hope you just continue to crush that Christian rock genre.
Oh man, they're outstanding. If you've never seen Skillet in concert, they put on one hell of a concert, boy. I mean, like I told John, I saw you guys there, and my daughter had told me that you was a Christian band because I would never have known it.
I mean, it is a true rock concert. They put on a great show. I mean, all the people in the group, I mean, it's fantastic. His vocals are great. The ladies are great. So go see them if you can. Hopefully they'll be here in Arkansas this year or next year. Go give them a look into.
And all these interviews that you want to see, you can go to www.arkansasshowcaseradio.com show, and we've got tons of them, anywhere from Creedence Clearwater Revival, Grand Funk Railroad, all these bands, and now Skillet. So you Skillet fans, you can go on there and you can watch John anytime you want. You could be a stalker through the video.
Well, we're out of here. Y'all be safe. have fun, and we'll talk to y'all real soon.
And we're out of here.